What's up, Internet? I'm Chimera Complex, and I'm bad at Morrowind. So I killed this guy off camera, just because, like, I was trying to stab him with a knife, and I was legitimately, like, just missing over and over and over again. And I spent like 5 minutes trying to kill the dude before I realized I picked up an axe that did significantly more damage, and I finally ended up killing him in like 2 shots. So, for those of you just joining us, we were investigating the murder of a local tax collector. And come to find out, this guy was belligerent with him. And when we confronted him, he just flat out admitted, yeah, I killed the dude. And we're like, well, we're going to get some money for bringing you to justice. So, sorry, but, bruh, you dead. So, yeah, he dead. Um, the tax collector's girlfriend wanted us to, give him find the ring that she had given to the tax collector. It's worth a decent amount. My mercantile is not that high, so I wouldn't get that much out of it. Um, so I think, out of the kindness of my heart, I'm gonna um, I'm gonna go ahead and give her the ring, and I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit here, but yeah. So that's where we're at, and I'm gonna clean this guy's house out because he's not using it anymore. And most of the stuff isn't really worth much at all, but it'll add up. I mean, why not? Am I right? And I did find a filter to increase the gamma. So at nighttime, it should be a little bit brighter than it was before.
Yes, Outlander?
And I did find the mod that kind of it eliminates medium armor and kind of splits everything between heavy and light based on the weight class or whatever. And hopefully that works. I noticed in the comments of the mod that a lot of people were having trouble getting it to work.
Yes, Outlander?
So hopefully it does work for me. All right, Perseus ring. Oh, you found the ring I gave him. Thank you so much, Magral. It's good to have something to remember him by, though I'll never see him again. Here, take this. He usually traveled with a couple when he was doing his job, but he didn't this last time. If only he had. And she gave me a couple of restore health potions. All right, so yeah, that's a fair trade-off, I think. And forgot about these guys. And just gonna go vendor some stuff because I'm not necessarily weighed down by anything right now, but I don't like having a cluttered inventory either. So we'll take care of that.
Someone watching me. I can tell.
Piece of the nine, do you?
If that creature visits again, I think I'll have choice words to say.
Oh yeah, I bet you will. Let's see here. Don't need the ring anymore. Fishing rod comes from a mod that adds more aquatic creatures to the game. I've got fish and birds and shit. Um, And there's like a whole thing that you can do with like fishing and getting like ingredients, and I just don't care. I just wanted to have more variety of wildlife in the game. Actually, I'll keep those just in case. I have no idea what that even is, but it looks like it's worth a lot, so. Right now, you can see I'm exceeding his amount of gold, but I'm going to be buying some stuff too. So these have to do with a couple of mods. I don't want to get rid of them just in case I want to start taking advantage of them. I don't see any armor here that would have been classed as medium armor, so I don't have any way of knowing yet if that medium armor mod is even working. So it is what it is, I guess. Maybe Nordic fur was medium. I don't know off the top of my head. Maybe the Nordic green mail was medium and it's now classed as light. So maybe it is working. Cool.
Welcome. If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
All right. I look like a basic bitch.
You have my attention.
Seems a little bit early to be getting that particular latest rumor. I feel like I should advance in the main story before I start seeing that. Um, I guess it is what it is. There we go. It's right over there near the Silt Strider port. There's my breadcrumb. So now I get to go to the cave without using out of character knowledge.
The Nine and the Empire, citizen.
All right, I'm listening.
Want my claymore. Alrighty. There's a Silt Strider port right over there. So heal up a bit. Oh! Got you. Alright, we about to free some slaves. Get some fat loots. Oh, will I?
What do you need?
Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free? Yes. You have the key. Will you let me go free? Unlock slave bracers. Yes. Badargo is free. You are a good friend to Badargo. Alright.
Your turn to talk, ours to listen.
So... That's a female, I guess. Go free. Unlock the slave's bracers.
Yes, honored guest.
Yes. Free enough slaves and unlocks a secret, basically an underground railroad type of quest chain where you free even more slaves. It's like a faction that isn't actually a faction. It's pretty interesting. Now you die!
I have you!
Do you? I'm not planning on being particularly stealthy or lockpicky, but it'll come in handy in dungeons and stuff like that. I'm keeping that skirt for a very specific reason, which will be revealed later. There are specific people that do I want to take that? Like, service will be refused by most vendors if you have something illegal like moon sugar or skooma. We've even got a mod that corrects the broken lore where, like, there's literature in the game that specifically says if you've got like raw ebony, which is a type of metal, raw ebony, raw glass, which is another crafting material, or anything of that nature, Dwemer artifacts, you can be considered smuggling those items, and smuggling is considered treason and punishable by death. So, if you I got a mod that if you have any of those things on you, you can get in serious trouble. Just to make my the mercantile game here is the mini game, if you will, is like you can just become stupid overpowered just from the sheer amount of gold that you can make from any old vendor. So I kind of ramped up the difficulty by limiting the number of things that I can have on my person when speaking to a vendor. So we're not going to have skooma or moon sugar. I don't want to deal with that right now. I do not remember. I have no memory of this place. Cool. I do not remember this part of the cave at all. Did I just never know about it, or has this... I did get a mod that kind of cleans up and, like, beautifies caves. I wonder if they actually expanded on some of them in the process. Oh, now I know where I am. Maybe that was always there and I just didn't remember. What's in here? I was drowning. I feel like there was a lot more to this cave. Oh well. I cleaned their clocks. That's all that matters. Alrighty. My instructions were to go to Balmora, so that's what I'm a do.
Why walk when you can ride?
Yes, scenic travel to Balmora. Bye, bitches. There's Bardao. It was a moon that almost crashed into Vivek City. And there's a fort. I don't know which one that is. That's an Imperial fort. Frostmoth, maybe? Do not recall. One thing that really bugs me about Elder Scrolls Online is they released their Morrowind expansion, which included the Vardenfell district. But that game is set like 1,000 years before the events of Skyrim or whatever, which means it's like 800 or 900 years before the events of Morrowind, and yet their version of Vardenfell includes a Seydanine that is identical to the one in Morrowind, and it shouldn't be. Like, first of all, the Empire didn't really have a presence in any of the, we'll call it the modern day provinces. And so, like the Census and Excise Office, for example, is in ESO's Vardenfell district, and that should not exist. It was a little disappointing. It's just nostalgia bait. And I love Vardenfell in ESO. It's just gorgeous the way that they created the landscape in a modern engine. But most of what exists in Vardenfell specifically, most of it's just callbacks to Morrowind, which is disappointing. Like they just didn't have the confidence to create new content. I mean, some of it is new, obviously, but there is our quasi-expanded Balmora. A little disappointing. Most of the buildings aren't structures you can actually enter. It's mostly there just for aesthetics. But it looks very pretty.
She's a hard woman.
Alright. Got some stuff to pawn. Cool. One of the things that, one of the settings that I have with this, kind of reworked version of Morrowind, I'm using what's called Open Morrowind. It's kind of just like they kind of rebuilt, I don't want to say the engine, but like Open Morrowind just kind of changes the structure and the way things work, makes it for usually a smoother experience. I've got a lot of mods that affect like meshes and textures and stuff, so I do get the occasional like momentary freeze as things load. But one of the things that you can do is with Open Morrowind is set the number of cells that are visibly loaded, and I've got it almost maxed. But what a side effect of that is mods like Morrowind Comes Alive, which adds NPCs. By default, those NPCs don't even exist. So they're going to just disappear randomly like we just witnessed. Meldor. Let's see what we've got here. Adamantium should not be there. Weird. It's way too early for that to appear. but that might be a side effect of the medium armor. Yeah, see, bone mold is showing up as light, so the mod works for sure. Grab some iron boots. Man, that's weird. Don't have anything to sell him. Let's bring that down. Oh, screw you, pal.
Go ahead.
Won't let me shave 6 gold off of it. That's messed up, bro. Here, I look a little more decent now. Flutterbys. Cute. Hello. Hello. Buy some shoes. Buy a levitation potion, some perfume. Bought some scrolls that I don't need or care about. Yeah. Let's see here. You don't really have anything that I want or need right now, so that's fine. I don't need that anymore. You can have that for free. You know what? That reminds me. Give that back. I need to go back. You're a good man, Clagius. Thank you for reminding me of the thing that I needed reminding. I just sold him all that stuff without even haggling. It's okay.
Yes.
Gosh, that's pretty. I wish they were buildings that I could explore, but alas. We're going to travel back to Satanin.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Whee! Ow. Alright. I heard you had been asking around about his murder. I'm glad to see this matter brought to its completion. Here's your reward, my Grawl. Good to see there are still some citizens who understand their loyalty to our Emperor. So I'm 500 gold richer.
Ah, hello. Did you want something?
Yeah, can't go out that way. Cha-ching. I'll take it. What are you? You're a hermit crab. Oh, you're so cute. I love it. Well, let me talk to him. The bat. That's a bat. We're going to head back to Balmora.
Why walk when you can ride?
Okay, so the only immediate goal I have is to report to Caius Cosades, or Caius, maybe? I've always said Caius. So, we'll do that first. Cool. I'm going to explore that later.
Outlander, what do you want?
Oh, I'm not supposed to know where he is yet.
Outlander, what do you want?
South Wall Corner Club. That's a mood. Orc.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
Hey, it's the South Wall Corner Club.
Head on.
I'm listening.
Old Caius rents a little bed and basket just up the hill on the north edge of town. Go out the front door, not the upper door to the terrace, then right up the stairs, then left at the top of the stairs and down at the end of the street. That's so weird. That's worded so weirdly. Just turn right, go up the stairs, and turn left. That's all he had to say.
Yes, Orc?
What? Yes, I'm Caius Cusades. What do you mean? You were told to report to Caius Cusades. What are you talking about? So, you say your name is Magraw, and you've been told to report to me and deliver a package. Perhaps you'll let me look at it? Yes. Yes, very interesting. So, it says here the Emperor wants me to make you a novice in the blades. That means you'll be following my orders. Are you ready to follow my orders, Magraw? Yes. Good. Welcome to the service, novice Magraw. Now you belong to the Blades, where their Emperor's eyes and ears in the provinces. You can use my bed if you need a rest, but leave my personal stuff alone unless I say otherwise. If you like, you can improve your modest skills with our Blades trainers now. Or if you're in a hurry, I can give you orders right away. But don't forget to visit the Blades trainers. Now this was significant, okay? Because in the previous installment of this franchise, The Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, the main character had some involvement with the Blades, but they were more of like you only heard about them in whispers. Like you knew that they existed, but to the populace at large, they were ghosts. Like they didn't really know anything about the Blades. And so through your adventures, you learned a little bit about them. And like, I remember, like, I never really played Daggerfall. Mostly I watched my friend play it on his computer. But we hung out a lot while he played that game and just kind of showed the game off to me. And we would discuss like the lore and stuff like that. And like from my perspective, the Blades seemed like this group of badasses, and I wanted to be one so bad. And then, several years later, I discovered this game from a roommate while I was in the Air Force. And when I read this specific segment, I was like, holy shit, I'm one of the Blades. And now I'm like, it's no big deal. I mean, it's just like a faction like any other in this game. But like this was a huge deal back in the day. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one. I'm sure that other fans of the franchise that had played Daggerfall or even further back played Arena, like probably felt the same way. I can't speak for everybody, but I know that when I came back from the Air Force and I got back in touch with my friend and I was telling him about this game, I told him, like it was no big deal because I had played it so much by that point. Like I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, you're one of the Blades, and you do stuff for like the leader of the Blades in the province. And he's like, you get to be one of the Blades? And I was like, yeah. But I think that Skyrim's version of the Blades probably felt more significant and more epic, just because of the context of like they're almost completely wiped out, and the main character kind of helps reestablish them as a group, and you're just building it from the ground. They're going to build up from the ground up, after the events of Skyrim or whatever. So it felt like as a player I was more involved in the Blades in Skyrim. But I just loved back in the day, I just loved the idea of finally, after everything I witnessed and played a little bit of in Daggerfall, I was so happy to finally be a member of the Blades. All right, those orders. First thing, Pilgrim, you're new. And you look it too. Here's 200 drakes. Get yourself a decent weapon, or armor, or a spell. And second thing, you need a cover identity. Around here, freelance adventurer is a common profession. Sign on with the Fighters Guild, or Mages Guild, or Imperial Cult, or Imperial Legion, advance in the ranks, gain skill and experience, or grow out on your own. Look for freelance work, or trouble. Then when you're ready, come back, and I'll have orders for you. Alrighty, Fighters Guild. The Fighters Guild is a professional organization chartered by the Emperor to regulate the hiring and training of mercenaries. Training, goods, and services are cheaper for members, and the guild stewards know where to find work. You'll have to start your service with Edis. Is that Edis? Idis? Fire-Eye, the Balmora Guild steward. She's new, and I don't know her well. Perseus Mercius, the Aldrun Guild steward, I know and trust, but he only handles higher-ranking assignments. All right. Fighters Guild it is. Later, Gator. So we're going to make our way to... Oh, that's more of the Underworld add-on that I had. We'll make our way to the Fighters Guild. Making my way. And I love this spot too, because like with the Morrowind comes alive patch, there'll be hostile bandits that will appear in the middle of town. And I've got another add-on that makes guards much more protective. So like I'll see like one bandit trying to attack me, and then it'll just get swarmed by guards out of nowhere. It's so hilarious. And then I get free loot. Here is Fighters Guild. Hello?
Yes, what is it?
Yes, what is it? And here is
What's your story?
Edis Fire-Eye. And with that, we shall begin our adventures in the Fighters Guild in our next episode. Later.